Welcome back. Today we're going to unpack lesson 9, which says, I see nothing as it is now. Lessons 7, 8, and 9 are reminding us, are helping us to discern when we are in the present moment versus when we are being captured, enamored, allured by a set of thoughts that are really from the past, that when we identify with those thoughts, we will think, act, behave, take action, operate our life as if that is relevant today. But if we don't recognize that discernment clearly, then we're limiting our own capacity to have a fulfilling life because we are limited by what we thought was possible, which is coming from the past. So lessons 7, 8, and 9 are powerful tools to help us discern the present moment from past memories that are all happening in the present moment. But this is why the practice is to help us discern one from the other. So to help us ground all of that, we'll do 3 things today. We're going to help us reorient once again to what it is we're doing. We're going to have one concrete example of what this lesson is pointing us to with a good metaphor that we can remember. And we're going to apply it in our day-to-day relationships as our practice for the day. So that's the plan. First, let us reorient to what it is that we're doing. Once again, these lessons day by day are going to help us to come back, to reconnect, to remember our deepest part of our heart mind, which is my truest nature, which is my source of joy and fulfillment, will come from my ability to access my deepest essence in every moment and think from there and act from there and speak from there, take action from there. With that in mind, let us read lesson 9. I see nothing as it is now. So a simple metaphor, a simple example that we can use to ground what this lesson is talking about. I want to share a story about my old GPS system in my car. Back in the day, 2005, 2006, around that time, I installed a panel in my dashboard in my car, and it had a navigation system that was powered by a set of CDs that had different regions of the United States. And those were standalone CDs. There's no way of updating them. I had moved to the Washington State area. It's a new area for me. I grew up in the Caribbean, so I was leveraging that GPS for everything. But that, as you can imagine, became a problem very quickly because the data that was using to navigate me, there is this voice, a navigation system, leading me around a city. One of the fastest growing cities in the United States was Bellevue, Washington. And it was growing so fast. Neighborhoods were being created so quickly around this region. And the GPS became outdated in a few years. It was practically not very helpful. That's a simple example that can be a metaphor for what this lesson is pointing to. I see nothing as it is now. So, in my own lived experience, when I've worked with these lessons, I have seen that my mind also works like that outdated GPS system. And I can say it shamefully because my power comes from recognizing when my mind is doing that and being able to discern, oh, that's just a voice from my old GPS system, as opposed to oh, this is who I am. I am that set of thoughts and beliefs and behaviors that were established as a habit pattern of the mind by past experiences that lacked greater awareness. And so my power comes from seeing clearly the power that I have in the present moment versus being bound by hearing the voice that's narrating from a habit pattern from the past. That's what the lesson is sharing when it says it is difficult for the untrained mind to believe that it could be seeing something that's not there. But it is. The challenge is when we're identifying ourselves with every thought that arises in our mental field. This is what we've been practicing over the past week. We see a thought that arises in our mental field, and now what we're starting to do is discern. Is this a voice from the past, or is this voice tied to that vast imagination that's playful and courageous and curious and non-judgmental, and it's present and it's alive and it's excited with possibilities. So we start to discern, oh, I am simply perceiving from an old voice versus I am actually present and I am navigating my experience with the qualities of my awakened mind. That is what we're doing, and that's why these lessons are so powerful. I've been calling this entire workbook, The Miracle is Awakening Through Relationships. And as we go on, we will be able to apply this to even the most challenging of relationships, especially relational wounding, all the challenges that we see with anxious attachment style, avoidant attachment styles, insecure relational dynamics that are so present in our society. And a lot of those habit patterns are coming from the past conditioning, either from our own family system or from our parents' family system, grandparents' family system. It's old and it's deep. But as we continue to awaken to the deepest essence of our nature, of the nature of our mind and heart, we're going to shed all of those habitual habit patterns that are not helping us and are not helping the people that we love. So the last thing that we're going to do together is, with all that has been said, I want to invite us to bring to our awareness that relationship, project, or situation that we were wanting to bring more clarity, more aliveness to. And the one thing, well, two things I want to say about that, keep it for a while. And the other thing is, make sure that what you chose, it's a definitive yes in your heart and in your mind. It's just going to make things a lot simpler, a lot easier. Of course, the idea is to apply this to any situation that you want to bring more aliveness to. But to get started, we're only on lesson 9. Make sure that what you're working with in your life, it's a solid yes. It's yes here and it's yes here. That's just going to make it very simple to recognize what arises in the mind that is not in alignment with our deepest aspiration that our mind and our hearts are saying absolutely yes to. So go ahead and think of that relationship or that idea or that project that you would like to bring more clarity to. Think of a situation that may have happened that you would truly want to see more clearly. And with an open heart and an open mind, consider, how do I feel around that? Is that feeling expansive? Am I soft and nimble around that person, around that situation? Am I open to possibilities? And if not, what is it that is arising in my heart mind? Is it contraction? Is it fear? Is it pressure? That doesn't mean that the situation or the relationship is wrong or that we're wrong. It just means, oh, I do not see this fill in the blank as it is now. That's all that it means. I'm learning to discern when I am tapping into my power through clarity versus when my mind has been narrating directions based on an outdated GPS system. When we become open to holding ourselves with kindness and compassion, as usual, we are not here to judge ourselves or others. We simply have the opportunity to awaken outside of a habitual way of thinking that was based on past experiences. That's all that we're doing. And we welcome the opportunity for that unfolding to be relaxing and joyful. And we hold whatever resentments or anger or frustrations, we hold that with a lot of care, knowing that being kind to ourselves is going to help. This whole process will unfold in a much more gentle way when we can choose to be kind to ourselves in the journey. And with that, we can open ourselves to welcoming new possibilities. And we continue to practice, we continue to apply that practice with anything else that we want to open to and discern more clearly. As I prepared to share these lessons, I'm learning so much. I can see in dancing how I had patterns I wasn't even aware of that were limiting my ability to learn a new pattern. And I am just now playing with it, and I see my mind pouting or contracting, and I, in the present moment, am able to hold it. I'm like, oh, okay, how about if we can open up to curiosity? I'm willing to be surprised by the end of the class. And then I am surprised at how more flexible I can be with my own experience. So this is a work in progress, as it will be for a lot of us. Tell me what you think. Share your comments and your thoughts, and I would love to hear how things are unfolding for you. Again, I welcome you to join the weekly sessions where we discuss these ideas and our experiences. And may we all grow in discernment and clarity for our benefit and for the benefit of others. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time on Lesson 10.